So we're now going to change to a time where we can just, you guys can actually just go, let's stand up. I can see they're waiting for me to say, it's okay to move now. So we're just going to move into a time now where we're actually going to listen to, we got Laura Hancock, we've got EJ Van Ass and Dr. Gonna not forget the Dr. Mike Manna joining us here on the thing. Now, there are interactive workshops that are happening at the moment, and you can join those online. If you've downloaded the General Assembly app, YFC Connect, then what you're able to do is go to the workshops, and you can then register within Pathright for any of the interactive workshops, and you can just go and do that. Yeah, well, we're live at the moment. So if you want to download any of the, if you want to join any of the Pathrights and do any of the things that are in, then you're more than welcome to. We're going to transition now. We're going to bring in Mike. We're going to bring in Laura. What's the BJ? EJ's looking at me. I'm like, I don't know. I seem to have lost all of my technical people, so I'm just infilling at the moment like a radio show man going, hey, great to have you on board. EJ.
I'm here all the way. I don't know, the camera's probably not on me, but that's fine.
That's fine. Well, you have such a tone. It's fine.
You're listening to more GA23. Welcome.
Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I'm at it again. Had a nice creative workshop now, so that was cool. You should have been there.
I mean, that was a little awkward when you made such direct eye contact with me and said, cool. I just feel like I'm in a vintage era now. Oh man,
you should have been there.
There was dancing. You probably should have been there.
You definitely didn't do
No, not the dancing part. No. We don't want that.
So EJ's going to quickly say hello to everybody, and I'm just going to go and check that everything technically is okay because my wife is sweating. And then, right, so EJ, over to you very quickly.
Very quickly, as you know, we are still listening or you're still tuned in to more GA 2023. We are broadcasting live for this day. This is the 21st of October, the wonderful day of October. And
birthday.
No, don't go there.
Is it his birthday?
That's how you do.
It's your birthday. You
Hey.
Yeah.
No way.
Yep, it's my birthday.
To start singing.
Has someone got him a cake?
I haven't seen the cake yet, but I'm guessing there will be one.
I told the workshop that I was in that last year I was in Benin and I was sick, and we went out for ice cream. At the workshop, you can have all the ice cream because I thought there's going to be ice cream at lunch. You can have all the ice cream that you want for lunch. It's on me. And there was no ice cream. So I hope there's ice cream tonight because they have to have ice cream on my birthday.
Natural yogurt isn't quite the same, is it?
No.
The same way. Oh, well, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here at GA. Yes. The second year I'm not having my birthday at home. Youth for Christ takes you far places.
Yes, it does. And you were born in the best year ever.
Yep. Okay, Martin, you're back. Apparently, I'm not supposed to talk much here in this one. You're the one to do everything.
Well, in this one, you're actually a guest.
Yes, I know.
You're a guest. So, Dr. Manna, you need to make sure you get a little bit closer to your microphone so that the wonderful people out there can hear you. Laura's a seasoned veteran of this.
Yeah. Laura has been here before.
She's in the position. I'm going to make Kate move a little bit.
Oh, I do know.
Body left.
Actually, sound-wise, I do well. Visuals, I forget.
Yeah.
So this, there we go.
You just got a bit of a microphone in your face. Is that good?
That's why I always say I have a radio face. I don't have a TV face.
There's a comedian in the UK called Tape Face. Have you seen Tape Face?
No.
It's a man who put duct tape on his face and does comedy.
Yeah.
So
Just
your mic face.
Mike face.
I'm Mike Face.
Anyway, let me get this.
I got it.
This is gold, isn't it? I mean, this is what people are tuned in for. Mike face.
They wanted to tune in for this.
All right, so I'm gonna.
Next time, tape face.
So we did the happy birthday to EJ.
Happy birthday, EJ.
Because somebody leaked it on one of the major channels.
I wonder who was that.
Thank you, Martin, for leaking that. That was good.
I didn't know.
Appreciated it because I forgot to look on Facebook today.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, FNJ. Good job.
We need to at least tie a balloon to you or something.
I must do what?
Tie a balloon to you, like a happy birthday. So everyone can
We did in school. When I was in school, they put flowers on you. So end of the day, your whole jacket is full of flowers because we had uniforms like you do.
Yeah.
And everything. Everywhere they can put flowers, they put flowers.
Rubbish if you have hay fever.
In Cape Town, we didn't have hay fever. So
No hay fever in Cape Town.
now I have a lot of hay fever where I stay. Yeah.
So one of the things that's been happening across General Assembly is interactive workshops. And Dr. Mike Manna, our wonderful Dr. Mike, who's brought the appropriate coloured hair with him this evening.
Yes, I colored it before GA. Yeah, so now I look younger than you.
You always look younger than me. Everybody.
And we're the same age, just by the way.
Yeah.
So the interactive workshops you've been tirelessly putting together, and you've been you want people to go on a journey over the next year where they not only are learning while they're here, 90 minutes of interactive conversation, but sticking with it. A journey across the next year through Pathright, our online learning platform.
How many seminars or workshops have we done before that we then go home and we forgot what we even were there for? We just put it on the shelf. So hopefully people will be connecting online to our Pathright. Yeah, and going on further with the trainers that were here.
Absolutely. And Laura, what was the title of the interactive workshop that you and these gentlemen led?
Why would you ask me that? I keep getting it wrong. Know your youth culture and what to do about it. Yes.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, come on, Laura. Just earned myself a brownie point. It's so hard.
So, EJ, what is the description that goes with it? So, know your youth culture.
Thanks for not asking me that question.
I know.
Oh no, well, we want to know what's going on in the youth culture. That's what, and if you research it, then you go out there and you apply it.
But that's a very easy statement to make. So how do you, so in your interactive workshop, what are the tools that you guys unpacked to make it more relevant, that you are, like, I can Google things, I can ask Mr. Google. So what makes it different? What was the special part of the interactive workshop that you guys equip people with? Oh, it's back to you, Laura.
I don't know what the title is, but I can tell you a bit about this.
Excellent.
Yeah, so we've been talking about how you can use research in different ways in different cultures to achieve different things. So I've talked about how you can use qualitative or quantitative research, so on a really big scale with lots of people being asked lots of questions to find out what's going on, or qualitative research where you get a few young people together, ask them some deep questions, and then you're more likely to find out why something's going on. And you might want to do both, but then you can do different things with the findings. So you can give a whole generation a voice and say, this is what's going on with them, raise awareness. If you're asking questions around spirituality, you can then take that and go, okay, well, what does this mean for evangelism? What does this mean for sharing faith? How can we do that more effectively?
Yeah.
We're talking about how you can use research to create a product or make a product more effective when reaching young people with the good news of Jesus. And also, I think one of the things that I'm looking at the minute in Britain is how we can help our local whether you call them centres, chapters, to do research in their local area amongst their local churches, to then know what they need to be doing specifically to serve their community and where their local church is at. So it's about proximity. It's increasing proximity to make the gospel more relevant, but not less full of truth to a generation.
And
yeah, go for it, EJ.
I think the main thing is, when some of us are very conservative in our Christianity, and we think, oh no, we don't need to do that, and that's the thing that we brought into, is to say that it is spiritual in the Bible. Paul did it. He went around, and I can't say that in English. Archaeopagus. How do you say that in English?
No, we'll just go with what you're saying. That's fine.
Somewhere on Mars Hill, right?
Yeah, they went there. We say Archaeopagus.
I mean the Acropolis.
Yeah,
I can barely sound.
Yeah, and so he went around and he saw this unknown God and the altar to the unknown God, and he used that. So he did research. So we need to do research. We did it last year in Africa, where we asked our young leaders to do some research in their town, and suddenly they realized, wow, we didn't know this is happening in our town. And I think this is the important thing why we do this seminar, so that we at Youth for Christ can focus much more effectively. And I use the slogan to make an informed decision, so that they can make an informed decision.
Contextualizing the gospel without compromising it.
That's a good English.
And we're thinking about the audience. Awesome there, Laura. And then it's just thinking about the audience here. And because how can we just throw content at someone and then assume that anything's done with it? much less believe it, but even do something with it. So that's where understanding of the youth culture comes into place, because also we've shown them love because we care about them and who they are in their context, and we want to connect with that context, the gospel, of course, and truth. So it's really cool. Once I was teaching in a seminary, and I taught youth culture class, and one of the things that we did there, especially in Kiev, is I made the students go out and do a project of basically study a sub-youth culture. And they would have to do a study and then bring it back and turn it in. Of course, you have to do paperwork because you got to get a grade. But then we would collect those papers of all these subcultures that these students had done and put them together in one book. And then the next year, look at that. All these youth ministry students had 10 youth culture research papers to read about cultures in their country, in their region. So it was cool.
I think research is one of those underrated things. I mean, I'm a technology guy. I geek out. But I think it's important to stay relevant. It's important to understand the field that you're in and the environment that you're in. And youth workers are the absolute busiest people in the world. I suppose my go-to is they just want to sit in a coffee shop with a young person and talk about Jesus. That is their happy place. I mean, dancing on stage, all the other bits and pieces that go with it, that is also their happy place. But fundamentally, that's what they want to do. They don't often want to do research because they're just like, it's just, they don't have time for it. They don't want to do the other bits and pieces. But it is so important to know that you are in the right place, even if, no matter how called by God you are, to understand the environment you're in, to be able to not fully measure what it is that you're doing, but know if you are making the right kind of impact in the right kind of space at the right kind of time, filling all of those boxes at the same time. I know within British, a fantastic piece of research was commissioned that a lot of people still use that you had a hand in.
Yeah, and I think they're very much a British context, but I think what we're seeing at the moment is that actually a lot of youth workers who sit with young people, they hear what's going on firsthand. They know young people, they know what the deal is. There is increased segregation between generations, and I think technology is wonderful, but it has put its foot on the accelerator for that. And the church in Britain is full of people who are earlier born and maybe don't know what to do with young people because the divide has just become so big.
Absolutely.
And I think for somebody, we are desperate for volunteers to be getting involved and getting alongside young people. And so to be able to give people a tool that really succinctly goes, young people aren't that scary actually. And hey, a lot of the issues that they face look different and have come about differently to your generation, but it's still issues of loneliness. It's still issues of broken families. And then they begin to go, oh, then maybe they're not that scary. And so it's, without figures, it's helping tell a story of a different generation to an older generation to help them engage with them better.
Yeah. And we use this phrase generation, and I've come to understand that the generational gap is shrinking quite rapidly. Where it used to be the generation between mother and daughter, father and son, now it's between siblings. You can almost have what used to be a generational gap between parents, between siblings, because of the amount of technology, the way that's evolving, the way that AI, social media, TikTok, and everything like that is going. So as these guys that came to your interactive workshop move forward, what is it that's there for them, the knowledge from you guys, that they're going to be going forward with? Feel free to answer that one.
Mike.
To talk about it.
So Mike,
how are you going to go with it? So they have to go on the Pathright course afterwards and discover that. No,
definitely. Pathright.
I think that the main thing is that we want to see that the guys do the research and go out there and find out what's going on in their nations. It will be good. I did a few years ago in Africa a little bit of research to see where we are in reaching young people and how effective. And it might just open your eyes to say, are we busy with the right thing? Yeah. We might miss the mark. I mean, when you do walk with a compass, and you just 1 millimeter off the end, you are far off. And it's the same if we want to reach young people. But this is our idea. But it starts off a little bit, but at the end, it's big. And I think that's what we want to help people to focus much more so that we can do what we need to do, and that's reach every young person.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the participants yesterday, I remember, was mentioning big billboard or poster
Yeah.
that they had.
Yeah.
And they put
Oh, that was a
question
good
on
one.
that.
Yeah.
Do you remember the question, guys?
Yeah, it was the end of 2020, and it's how did 2020 make you feel? And then people just came up and wrote words on it, and they said they had 6,000 participants.
Yeah,
just written a word, and they've now preserved this, and they're going to sell it, or not sell it. They should sell it, but
Yeah, they should
give
sell
it
it.
to gift it generously to a museum at some point. That they have all these records of what.
And then in a few years, they want to look at it again.
Yeah.
But we asked them, did that make a difference? And they said, yes. We realized that the community needed to be a greater focus on our ministry. And so they made some changes in their youth ministry to focus more on community than actual programs. And so, and they did make a shift. And sometimes, as EJ said, it's not a huge shift, but it will make a shift that actually connects with someone and makes a difference in understanding their language. I mean, can you imagine a missionary going to a foreign country and going there and assuming everyone speaks their language?
Yeah.
And, there's no connection point. So that's what we're talking about with youth culture. We want to see understand the young people in their region, in their city, in their area, be able to connect with them appropriately.
And change is the thing that people struggle with the most.
Yeah.
And it's
We all struggle.
and it is, but it's like the phrase that I often hear, and Youth of Christ, like many other organizations, is no different. And you hear this phrase, but that's the way we've always done it. And then you go, but times change. And it's not that you're doing it wrong, because that's the thing. It's not that you're doing it wrong. It's that things evolve, and sometimes they just need a little bit of a tweak and a change. And sometimes they do. I always think that ministry is like, I was going to say childbirth, but it's not. It's like there's the point where you plan it like, oh, shall we have a ministry? What do you think? Is it time, are we mature enough to have a ministry? And then you spend time planning the gestation, the sort of the 9 months as that ministry kind of evolves and grows. And then it's born. There's a birth of a ministry, and everyone celebrates, and there's balloons that follow EJ around because it's his birthday.
Yeah.
And things like that. And it's like, then it grows legs and starts walking and becomes its own entity. It's growing, it's forming, it's still learning from us. And then there's a point where it becomes a teenager and starts rebelling, and we as founders are not we are the people that are no longer in charge of it. It's got its own. And then as kind of parents, we then have to let it go, because somebody else is now its focus, and we are no longer relevant or as relevant. And that's ministry. And this when I listen to this, I'm like, this is interesting. It's like the research, the evolution, the way, the tools, and all the things like that. That's just the same natural process. It's not about me, though. It's about you guys.
Yeah. The thing is, I, as I said earlier, I was in this workshop. We just did a workshop on creativity where you should have been. And and the idea is that now with the research, if we do the research and we look at all this, what we are doing and knowing our culture, we can now be more creative in doing the right thing and keep on being creative. That's the thing that you've just said. And for the people out there, I really want to challenge you, because once you go out there, you think, now I've got my ministry sorted out and we're going a good way. No, stop and just see if you're still on the right track. Because 5 years down the line, it might look different.
Yeah, and it's having the courage to stop stuff as well. And I think that personally I'm really bad at. But again, research can help you there, because we can't just keep doing more and more and more and more. It's if this is do we keep it going, yes or no, or do we change it up? If we change it up, we need to change it to something that's more effective.
But she also had the YFC Britain has an interesting thing, the Bible. Maybe she can tell us about.
We have a Bible.
You have a Bible?
I do. I don't like to show off about it, but I do with someone.
You guys wrote the Bible?
Right, no. I'm like, no. Well, we've got a few actually. So yeah, we started doing the Youth Bible with the Bible Society, and they originally came to us and just basically said, Can you put I'm sure I should say this. I've started now, so I'm up to trouble. It's fine. They came to us initially and said, can you just put the forward in it? And I looked at the rest of the Bible and I was like, I really want to put my name on that. I was like, tell you what, how about if we think about what this could be? And so they were very kind, very gracious to us and let us dream about a Bible that a young person who's either not a Christian or biblically illiterate could pick up and use. And so I think we've sold over 48,000 of them now, and they've been translated into loads of different languages. But we just got young people in a room for a day and went, guys, what would get you involved in this? What would help you to understand? And they weren't all Christian young people, like a real variety. And since then, we've done a family one, and we've done a 7s to 11s one as well. And it's just, if you're creating something for young people, why wouldn't you ask them? It's just a no-brainer. But it's having the foresight and taking the time and the intentionality to do that, I think, a little.
Then the bravery just to go, do you know what? It's not even, it's like, I'm not happy with it. So I don't want to be polite and go, yeah, great guys, we'll, because sometimes the opportunities that present themselves to us are big, and we're like, we could partner with a major organization and have a branded version of the Bible, which is like, and put it out there. It's like, actually, no, can we put a bit more of a stamp on it and make it more relevant? And I think I'm British, I'm biased, but that's one of the things I love about British Youth for Christ is how do you not just put it out there, but actually make sure that it is relevant?
Do you know, so we I'm just letting you know how bad I am at my job right now, but we made Yeti, which is this game, evangelism, yada yada, and basically it started off as something totally different, and bless the guys that are on my team, Jesus, really bless them. They did months of work, wrote tens and tens of sessions around the wrong stuff. And someone else basically did this game as a part of one of their sessions. And it was brilliant. And I was on a run and praying. I just felt God say, that's what this resource needs to be. So then had to have this meeting going, guys, how we've done so much work, how amazing you all are. The months and months of writing that you've put in.
Thinking, what's coming?
We're going to put that in a folder somewhere. And I'm sure one day it will be used. And we just had to leave all the hard work we've done, walk away from it and go, no, this is the right thing. They really enjoy being a part of my team. But what we came up with is actually something really, really fun that's been really effective. And the kindness and graciousness of them as well to see it and roll with it. It's been brilliant. But
and we encourage people to buy it, to use it, incorporate it into your ministry. Go and find Laura and just basically ask her, what is it? Where is it? Let's play a game.
Yeah, I've got some kind of on me now, but I can
you give me a discount?
Of course.
Okay, good.
Can.
20%.
I also got 20 unused sessions if anybody wants those. So.
They're in a folder on the shelf.
Yeah.
All right. So any final words of wisdom? Because we're about to transition from you guys into a dedicated Spanish.
Oh, that'll be awesome. And it'll be appropriate culturally, I assume, for that context. But anyway, can I finish with a quote from a really great speaker that I heard last night?
Oh, thanks. I did a great job.
No, not you. Yeah, I definitely not you. I don't want to have done my ministry or job so long that I forget the wonder of it. Thank you, Laura. That was a great thought last night, and I just will always remember it.
Thank you.
They were going, Mike is out of focus, and I couldn't.
I'm out of focus?
You are.
Usually I'm out of focus.
I just spoiled the quote, didn't I? Just totally spoiled the quote.
No, that was great. I enjoyed it.
I come in like, hey, amazing quote. Mike, you're out of focus. I need to teach. Yeah.
Strong end.
Yes.
Strong end. We finished well.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we talked about needing to stop at times, right? In our ministries, stop. It's not a failure, just a stop.
What I love about this whole setup that we have here is we have Jerome on the buttons from South Africa, who has never done this before. This is his first time. And in the transition between Jerome arriving, because I started the session early, because I want to make sure everyone gets in, I put my wife on Chief Technology Streaming, and she just said, what do I do? And I said, you just press these buttons. And she just looks at me and like, yeah, you're in so much trouble later on.
Yeah, you are.
But that's very servant-hearted of you to just go for it.
You're doing a good job.
Ministry.
She's doing a good job. I saw I looked at it and I go, wow, she's good.
But
you've done it before.
EJ, you were in focus.
Okay. But I usually sit here, so the camera is used to me now.
Oh, that's right. The problem is, Martin.
But I must say, you both
we don't talk about Brennan.
Okay, we got to go.
All right, so thank you very much. Laura Hankel from British Youth for Christ. Dr. Mike Manna from the training team of International Youth
Yes.
for Christ, and EJ Van Ass, who had...
Van As guy. I need to still
Van Ass?
teach you my surname.
It's a V, not an F, so it's Van Ass, not Van Ass.
Give that paper and I'll teach you how to write my name.
Teach me how to write. I'm like...
Oh, say it, sorry.
VJ Van Ass, who is the assistant to the director of media ministries, the assistant to the director of training, and Fun Us. EJ Fun Us?
That's how you say it.
Fun us.
Ish.
Ish.
Fun Us.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Birthday.
Yes.
All right, so thank you very much, guys. I'm going to let you take your headphones off, and then I do that awkward talking to camera thing as you're leaving, so you don't know whether I'm still talking to you or not. And we're going to bring you, you're going as well.
Going. Okay.
I think so. Oh, no. Yes.
Am I staying?
We got-
Or was Mike going?
We got Mike McCarthy coming in with Jose Carlos, and the whole session will be in crinkly Spanish. So if you haven't already, as we transition, I'm gonna get Jerome to transition just over to the tile that has the titles on as we just prepare ourselves. So bear with us one.